Attends.
Hey everybody. Guys, I don't know if you do it already or not. Please subscribe to the channel, click like, share, do all that stuff.
I like all of
That way maybe I could just do this full time and
retire.
And give him
retire.
a thumbs
Okay. What we're gonna say now is I'm gonna just do a quick recap of what we said up till now, and then we're gonna move forward. Okay? So what we said up to now is that God is the Ein Sof, right? He's the Ein Sof. That means that He has no end. He's everywhere, literally everywhere, right? He has no end. And when He wanted to create, He created a world based on a structure. That structure is made of 10 channels, okay? He broke those channels, the 7 lower ones, and those 7 lower ones created this world. In this world, there's negative forces and there's positive forces, okay? And He created a human being with a body and a soul, okay? And He commanded the person, every single person in the world, to go after the soul and not the body, okay? And we're going to just speak about Jewish people, but this applies to everybody. Jewish people have 613 commandments, okay? There's 365 negative commandments. That means don't do them, okay? Balance the negative forces in the world. And there's 248 positive commandments, meaning go do them. Yes, go do them. And that's the positive forces in the world, okay? For a man doing all this, or when I say man, obviously it's woman, right? For a person doing all this stuff, okay? They're going to leave this world and get rewarded for it in this world. Okay? They're going to get rewarded for what they did in the next world. Okay? So now it's not the reward world, it's the test world. Okay? So a person's constantly being tested all the days of their life. Okay? A person's constantly being tested all the days of their life to go to the next world and to get enjoyment forever. Okay? That's the basis. On top of that, God created the world, we said, with 10 channels. Okay? Each channel has a name of God. Okay? A specific name. That specific name is God's attribute. Okay? It's God's attribute. It means that that's how God acts with us. He wants us to recognize the way He acts with us. Not to say things happen, just by chance, or it's a coincidence, or that kind of stuff. No. God is talking to us 24 hours a day. He never stops, okay? Constantly. He's in your dreams, talking to you in your life, He's talking to you every single... There's no, He talked to me while I was praying, or He talked to me when I was in the street. It's 24 hours a day. It's constant message to a person, okay? But He wants us to recognize it, that everything is from Him. That's the second reason He created the world. The third reason is to show His unity, meaning He's the only one who acts in creation. No other forces. Okay? Now He's going to make it look like there's other forces. There's evil people. There's evil, inclination. All sorts of things. He's going to make it look like that. But it's only to fool a person, or to trick them, to test them, to see if they're going to see the truth that He's the only one doing everything. Okay? These are the 3 reasons He created the world. We said that every single person in the world, swore to God that they were going to come down to this world to know Him, to believe in Him, and to do His Torah. Okay, so this isn't like, a person can say, I feel like doing it, I don't feel like doing it. Every single person in the world swore to God that He's going to do it. So hence, every single person in the world is going to be responsible, whether they call themselves religious or they don't call themselves religious. Okay? The last thing we said, there's no such thing as religious or not religious. Meaning, if a person keeps the commandments, they draw down light and they reveal God in the world. Okay? If they don't keep the commandments, they push away the light and they draw darkness into the world. Okay? There's no, I feel like it or don't feel like it, I'm religious, I'm not religious.
Which influence everybody.
Exactly. And the end of the 6,000 years, right now we're in the year 5780, at the end of 6,000, everybody, the whole world would know that God is one. By our actions, okay, by us pulling down the light, we reveal God, and the whole world will come to know this is true. Okay, that's where we're moving. Okay, so that's the basis of every single shi'ur we're going to take on from now ever. Okay, this is the basis of the Torah. The whole Torah is based on these principles. So if you don't have these principles, you will never understand the Torah. Okay? Now, every person's life is run exactly like this. Okay? Their life is run according to the principles we said. Me, the person down the street, the little kid, every single person, their life is run exactly like this. So if you want to understand, you'll look to this as the guide. Okay? Otherwise, it's just complaints, or if everything's going good, you're happy. Okay? Everything's going bad, you're complaining. So once you get the full understanding, you just go with it. You run with it. Okay? So now we're going to talk a little bit about the halachot, the laws of honoring parents. Okay? I'm going to read and translate, and people can ask as we move along. Okay? Now, so the first one is צריך להיזהר מאוד בכבוד אביו ואמו ובמוראם. Okay? You have to be very careful about honoring your parents and also being afraid of your parents. Being afraid meaning have reverence, have very big respect for them. Okay? There's 4 commandments when it comes to parents. Okay? The 4 commandments are: honor them, have the fear, the awe, the reverence of them, don't hit them, and don't curse them. Okay? So there's 4 commandments for a person according to the parents. Now, if you look at the charts that we made, okay? If you look at the charts we made, from wisdom and understanding, wisdom is like the father, okay? And understanding is the mother. From kindness to foundation is the boy, let's say, and the kingship is the girl. Okay? So if wisdom and the understanding are above them, you understand why the kids have to honor the parents. Okay? And it's not the other way around. The parents don't have to honor the kids. Okay? They have to treat them in a certain way, we're going to get to it, but they don't have to honor them. It's upward movement. Okay? Now, above everybody, yeah, of course. Above everybody is, you see the crown. The crown is like God. Okay? So no one can be above the crown. Okay? So even the parents, they have to honor God. So if the parents come and they tell the kids, no, don't honor God, the kids don't have an obligation to listen to them. Yes. Okay? All right. Ezu mora. How do you have deep honor or deep respect for them? Lo ya'amod b'mkomam. Don't stand in the place המיוחד לא לעמוד שם. בסוד זקנים עם חבריו. If you know he has a place that your father always stands. Like let's say it's in a shul, in a synagogue or someplace like that. Yeah, you don't over there. You don't go over there. Or there's a place that he prays. You don't go over there. Okay? ולא יישב במקומם המיוחד לעשה בביתו. If he has a certain place to sit in the house, okay, like where he eats. Yes. Kids don't
just
sit
he
over
or
there.
She too, the mom too.
Also, yeah. Everything we're going to say we're going to speak in the Torah sometimes only speaks in the male gender, but it's talking about both the male and the female. Because remember, God created man, Adam. But Adam is Gam Adam v'Chava. They were together. They were just split because that's the test in the world, to come back together and work together and all that stuff. But really, a man is a man and a woman together. Okay? So,
can they sit on the spot when he's not there?
No.
No? Even now?
No. Okay? That's showing respect. That's showing honor. Okay? ולא סותר את דבריו, and you can't say something against them. Like they say, I think the sky is blue. Say, no, it's green today. Okay? You can't say something that destroys what they just said. Okay?
You should not contradict them.
Yeah, no contradicting. ולא מכריע את דבריו בפניו. Okay? You can't even say, yeah, what my dad says sounds right. He's right over like another person. Okay? You can't do that. Okay? Because whatever they say is holy. Okay?
Not the kids today.
Now, if he has a special name, okay, that only everybody knows him by that name, and there's somebody else there also next to him like that, you can't call that other person by that special name. Okay? And he has a regular
Ah.
name like Shlomo or David or something like that. You can call another person by that name. But if he has a special name, you can't call anybody else by that special name. Okay? This is
Wow.
showing
Just in
great
front of him or anywhere?
anytime.
Wow.
Okay? You have to change the other person's name a little bit. Okay? But this is only for a special name. Just show you how much you have to have a deep respect for your parents. Okay? Ad eichan muram. How far does it go? היה בן לבוש חמודות ויושב בראש הקהל. Let's say a person is he's dressed very gentlemanly, like very expensive clothing, and he's sitting in front of very important people. ובאו אביו ואמו, and his father and mother came, וקרעו בגדיו. They ripped his clothing. והיכהו, and they hit him על ראשו, on his head. וירקו בפניו, and they spit in front of him. Okay? לא יחלים אותם. Don't embarrass them. Okay? אלא ישתוק, should be quiet, וירא מן מלך מלכי המלכים שציווהו בכך. And have deep awe and fear of God who commanded you to do this. Okay?
Can you repeat that?
So if a person is sitting in front of, very important officials, and he's dressed very nice, okay? And let's say his parents got crazy and they ripped his clothing, they started hitting him on the head, and they spit on him, and they spit in front of him. The person, okay?
Whose parents?
The person's parents.
Okay.
Okay? So that person is not allowed to hit them back, to curse them, to embarrass them, no. He should just take it and say, God, this is what God wanted.
So why it says, I read, like, do not hit your child
We'll get to that.
that is at an age that can hit you back.
100%.
Because you're going to cause him to sin.
100%. The parents are wrong, but
still.
So
but
if,
still,
if
you
it happens,
you have your commandments. They have their commandments.
Wow.
Okay. You have to know what you need to do in response to that. Okay. So this shows you how important it is to honor them. Now, if you look at our structure, you understand this, right? If you look at the structure of how it's built, right? The world is built and everything is run, you understand this. Again, you come and you tell people, oh, you have to honor your parents like this. They say, this is stupid, right? But when you understand that the light flows like this, and this is the way the world is run, you understand the importance of this commandment, right? It's not just arbitrary, okay? Ezu kavod, like what is called honoring parents, okay? Machilo umashkeu, you give them food and you give them drink. Malbish umechaseh, you give them clothing and you cover them. Machnis umotzi, you take them in and you take them out. And obviously, it's assuming the parents are old, they can't move by themselves, maybe a wheelchair or something like that. V'itenenu lo besever panim yafot. You have to do this with a happy face, okay? שאפילו מאכילו בכל יום פתומות והראה לו פנים זועפות, נענש עליו. Even if you give your parents the most beautiful food in the world, the tastiest delicacies, okay? You give them the best clothing in the world, but you do it with such a face where you're disgusted and you're mad at them and that kind of stuff. Not only do you not get a commandment, you get punished for it. Okay? Serious stuff over here, okay? Okay. Now, this that he gives him the person to eat, all right, and to drink, that gives the parents, the father, person to eat and to drink, it's from the parents' money. Okay? The kid doesn't have an obligation to do it out of their pocket. Okay? It's the parents' money. Now, if the parents don't have any money and that kind of stuff, then if the kid does have money.
What do you mean the kid? You're talking how old? The kid.
We're talking son and daughter to their parents. What obligation do they have to their parents?
You mean if I'm doing something for my mother, I have to use her money?
Yes. Okay?
How is
We're talking about obligation. It's her money. You can use yours, but if at the end of the day, the Torah, the God is asking, whose money do we use? There's a dispute. Use their money. If you have your money and you want to do it, that's fine. That's great. It's no problem. Okay?
It's a respect.
But at the end of the day, like whose money? It's from their money. You don't have to use your money to honor them. Okay? You honor them from their money. Okay? All right. חייב לעמוד בפני אביו. Okay? When your father or your mother come into the room, you have to stand in front of them. Okay?
Yeah.
to stand. You got to show them, like, you know, it's not my world, it's your world. Like, I have to honor you. Okay?
I'm writing this.
Ve'im ha'av talmid beno, right? But now look, if the father is the son, is the son's student, okay, let's say the son has become, you know, great in Torah, and the father goes to the son to study, okay, kol echad mehem omed bifnei hasheni. Each one stands for the other one. This one is standing because he's his father, and this one's standing because he's a rabbi, right? You see, the Torah balances it, okay? The most kavod is for the Torah, then the parents, right? Okay. Ad echan kibud avayim. How much do I have to, how far does this go? Okay? How far do we have to take this commandment, okay? Afilu netalo kis shel zeuvim. Even if the parents took, you know, your wallet full of gold pieces, okay? We talked about gold earlier. V'ishlicho b'fanav layam. And he threw it in front of your face into the ocean, meaning it's lost, okay?
I read it.
Lo yechilimem ve'lo yitzaer b'fneim. Don't disrespect them and don't, you know, show that
Why
you're
did you
upset
do
in front of
that?
them.
I read it.
Ve'lo yichos kenegdam, and don't get angry in front of them or at them. Ela yikabel gzerat hakatuv v'yishtok. Okay? Except that this happened from God, and be quiet.
I read it in the path of the just. Is
Yeah.
it possible?
Yeah, sure. Okay? So the idea is, well, if God is Ein Sof, right? If God has no borders, so who did that? Who threw your money into
God.
the ocean? God. But if you don't believe God is Ein Sof, oh, then the father did, the mother did it. Oh, I gotta get mad at them. I gotta do this. I gotta, right? You understand? All the principles of the Torah apply only if you understand God is Ein Sof. If you don't understand this, you're gonna have contradictions in your head and in your heart all the time.
Yes.
Everything's made for a reason.
Yeah, everything is exactly
Puzzle.
how it's supposed to be.
Puzzle.
Okay, everything that happened from history until today, and everything that's going to happen from today to the end of the 6,000 is perfectly how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's no point about getting sad. There's
Yeah.
no point about worrying about the future. Just live your life, enjoy every single second. Every single second is a gift. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Chayav lechvod afilu achar moto. You also have to honor them after they die. Okay? So it's not just in their
If they're
life.
not Jewish, if they're not religious.
Hang on, we're going to get to that.
It's confusing.
We're going to get to that, okay? Ketzad, okay? So how do you do this? So if it's in their first 12 months after the person passes away, okay? It says, Areni kaparat mishkavo. Right? I am the atonement for his death. Meaning, like, the kids that are left over, right, is the parents' investment in this world. Okay? So if a person is, like, let's say righteous, okay, and the parents passed away, so it's a merit for the person's parents, okay, that passed away. But the way, like, a person speaks, so he says, I am the atonement for my father, or for my mother, in the 12 months. Afterwards, he says, Zichrono livracha, his memory shall be blessed. Or Zichrona livracha, her memory should be blessed. Okay? That's how you honor them even after they pass away. Okay? Now, let's say, what if their parents lost their mind? Okay? So you act with them as much as they know. Okay? But if it comes too burdensome, so you can give them over to somebody to take care of them, and you're done. You're done in terms of honoring them and your obligation to them in the current state. Okay?
How about if you still take care of them?
That's great. That's fine. It's
Do you
perfect.
get extra credit or no?
Yeah, of course. Of course you get some credit. Sure. Sure, yeah.
How
Yeah,
about
keep going. Okay.
in-laws?
In-laws. We're going to get to
Or
in-laws.
the same way as...
We're going to get to in-laws. Okay. Ra'a aviv she'avar al divrei Torah. Right? You saw your parents, they did something wrong in the Torah. Okay? They didn't do like the law says. Okay? Lo yomar lo avart al divrei Torah. Don't tell them like straightforward, you messed up, this is not wrong, this is wrong. Ela yomar lo abba katuv b'Torah kach v'kach. Like you ask them, isn't it written in the Torah like this? You like go around it. You're not straightforward with them. Okay? Ki'ilu sho'el mimenu, as if you're asking